An appeals court on the West Coast just ruled the U.S. can deport illegal immigrants even if local governments oppose those removals. Chad Wolf joins me now. Does this mean Trump can get around sanctuary city rules?
Well, I think this is obviously a win for the incoming Trump administration, and I think what this validates is the ability for ICE to do their job, to remove individuals, bad individuals from the country, regardless of what local jurisdictions may or may not do to help them do that. It's federal immigration law, and they have the ability to execute on that law, so it's a good ruling for them.
How long before the concept of the migrant sanctuary is just out of bounds? I think the whole sanctuary idea is just losing steam. I think it's nearing its end. What say you?
Well, I think you're right, Stuart. I think what you see in places like New York, right, you got Mayor Adams saying, look, he wants to sit down with Tom Homan and talk about how they can work together to remove dangerous individuals from their city streets. And I think once you've got blue city mayors that start to understand what is going on here and how those illegal aliens that continue to commit those crimes and put their community at danger, and how ICE can help them, I think they'll start to come around. But I agree with you. I think the public sentiment on sanctuary city jurisdictions has turned over these last 6 to 8 months.
I really think public sentiment changes when it looks like sanctuary city mayors or sanctuary city state governors are protecting criminals. I mean, I don't see how you can get away with that politically. You know, you've got a rapist in prison, you won't let ICE go get him. I don't see that lasting.
Well, I think that's right. But, what a lot of these blue city mayors are good at doing is they conflate the facts, right? They'll say, well, I want to protect residents in my community. But what they're not saying is I won't turn over criminals to ICE. So I think the more and more that we talk about this, to say all ICE is asking them to do is to let them pick up this dangerous alien criminal while they're in a local jail, so that they don't have to go into city streets, into those communities and put others at risk. Right. When you have an enforcement team that goes out there, let ICE do that within the confines of a jail, which is safe and secure, not only for the officer, but for that alien as well. And that's all we're talking about. And but what you see a lot of these mayors do is they conflate that to say, well, I don't want them to pick up, that 87-year-old grandmother. That's not what we're talking about here. It's not what the president's talking about. It's not what Tom Homan's talking about.
Tom Homan says you go after the villains first and take care of the rest later, but they're first. Right. Chad, thanks for joining us as always. We'll see you again real soon.